Hello, everyone, and welcome to 9 Pitches. I knew it wouldn't take much to get you to join in there. No, because it's time.
I'm all doing different variations of Full Gear.
Because it's time. Because it's time for AEW Full Gear this weekend. Very exciting. It is quite exciting actually. There's some exciting matches. Yeah.
We bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom.
We bring the boom to you. Your favourite father and son. So has anyone done any pitches for that? That's the kid. That's Big Justice.
I've got a pitch for that match.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've not. So I'm relieved that you did. Have you got one?
Either. No, I hope.
What's the? They brought him in. They brought in this global celebrity. You're not going to give him the time of day.
I hope you've gone in a direction that I would like. Now, I was thinking about it this morning. I'm just excited. It's early in the morning.
Bloody Kane's pyro.
I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, I wish I kind of did do one for that. But then I was like, maybe I've gone too far if I did do that.
I've gone too far.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, if you've never seen this before, this is 9 pitches where we go around in a circle, Ross and Andrew and myself, round 3 times, and then we're left by the end with 9 wonderful pitches for AEW Full Gear. The golden rule, of course, is it's not what we think's going to happen.
It's what we want to happen.
I didn't ask how you're doing.
Fine.
So, yep.
Good.
Let's crack on. Yeah, I'm all good.
Joel?
Yeah, good.
Oh, I forgot you'd have the microphone for this one, sorry.
Joel's good as well. And now we're going to start. Ross, can we have your first pitch, please?
I want to see Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy go the way most people think it will do, with Orange Cassidy coming ever so close to winning, but ultimately coming up short. In the post-match beatdown that will inevitably happen because this is the Death Riders, and this is what they do, the likes of Daniel Garcia, Darby Allin, Private Party, Hook, all the young'uns are out there to see off the Death Riders and make sure Orange is okay. They're all like, there, Orange, you might have lost, but we still love you. You're old, but we'll take care of you. They're saying this without overtly saying that last part, of course. Orange is like, no. And he trudges off to the back looking absolutely devastated, while the young whippersnappers look bemused inside of that there wrestling ring. What does this mean for AEW, screams Excalibur, as the show fades to black, with Orange trudging away. I don't normally do this. I know there's been criticism for pitches that go long.
I don't mind it.
And I'm going long. I don't normally do it, but we're doing it. There's too much to fit into just the one show here. So I've mapped it out past the pay-per-view. I'll save you all the beats, but I'll give you the ending point of this story of let's have Moxley be a dick while creating ourselves several new bona fide main eventers, which is what we're doing right now. Ultimately, Orange Cassidy becomes bemused with the young lads thinking they can do something that he couldn't do on his best day. So he turns on one of them as they're stepping up to Jon Moxley to set up a pay-per-view main event title match. Orange goes full heel while largely staying the same because his gimmick, a lot of what he does in his gimmick could be done well as a heel, just to not try and being lackadaisical, all that kind of stuff. Eventually leading to Orange Cassidy joining Jon Moxley's ranks to teach these younger generations a thing or two, and then ultimately, I've used that word again, it's Eddie Kingston who comes back when all looks lost for AEW and is the man to take down Orange Cassidy, and then maybe Mox too if we're feeling a little bit fruity.
Oh, is that the end of the? That's a yes from me. I always think that Eddie Kingston is underutilized. Not at the minute. There's nothing to do. He's injured at the minute. But I always think that he should have been the man to beat MJF when he was the champion in his big heel run. It's a yes. It's just a yes from me. It's a yes.
It's a yes from me as well because I was thinking of a way to try.
No.
Bring the boom. I wanted to find a way to bring Eddie into the pictures actually, but I realised that yes, he's injured and it probably won't. It's what I want to happen, but it probably won't happen though at the same time.
But this is pitches.
You could have done it if you wanted.
So he's got bionic legs and everything. No, I think it's really, really good. And I would also like to see Orange kind of go down the full heel route as well. I think it'd look really cool. He's got the black jacket for it now.
Oh, yeah.
The black t-shirt for it now.
He can turn it into leather, which will really signify him being bad. Could you imagine?
Crazy.
You can't be doing that.
You can't.
You can if he's a heel, though. You can.
You can't. Yeah.
2 yeses to start us off. Wow.
No pressure, Andrew.
Full gear indeed. Are we ready?
Oh, very confident when he picked up the paper there.
No, not very. I haven't proofread these, by the way.
I like your grommet mug.
Thanks.
I just noticed that there.
Adam got this for me, actually.
Oh, lovely.
Very
You
nice.
what?
He found it at like a charity shop.
Bollocks
somewhere.
did he find it?
He found it at a charity shop.
$19.99 to give you a present while giving no one else a present.
That's not true.
It is true.
He also got me like
You've
a
got
Wallace
him
and
wrapped
Gromit.
round your little finger, young
He
man.
got me a Wallace bottle opener as well.
What? There's
Oh
two presents.
my God.
I just like Wallace and Gromit.
So
You
do
do-
I.
you do
Where's
like-
my mug?
You like Wallace and
I'll
Gromit
get
as
you a
well?
mug. I'll get
No,
you a
no.
mug.
I want Adam to get me a mug.
Okay.
Sorry.
Apologies, right. I'm going Bobby Lashley versus Swerve Strickland for the first one.
Yeah.
my throat, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Bobby makes his grand entrance with MVP and stands in the ring waiting for Swerve, who comes ploughing through the entrance tunnel at full speed, not because of the gears or anything, but with security and medical personnel, they're holding him back. Strangely, we see he's still in his civilian clothes, but it soon's become apparent as to why when we spy him donning a sling supporting his recently announced shoulder injury. But
I missed this.
he posted an X-ray of his shoulder on.
Oh no!
When did he do this?
Not super long ago.
Against an opponent who utilizes the hurt lock.
Right?
No.
It's a cover
Right.
story for his new tattoo healing, isn't it?
Maybe. Oh my God, imagine. Swerve is seething though. He has a mic in his hand and he tries to push past all the officials to get to Bobby, but to no avail. He says if he had his way, he'd be in that ring right now welcoming Bobby to whose house?
Swerve
There we go, by tearing him limb from limb. But unfortunately for him, and perhaps fortunately for Bobby, he isn't medically cleared to compete tonight. Boo, no.
No.
But that doesn't mean Bobby gets an easy night off. Oh no, everybody. Whilst no one wants to get their hands on Bobby and the Hurt Syndicate more than Swerve right now, Swerve says that'll come with time. But for now, he's spoken to someone who's just as hungry to put you in the ground and make a name for themselves in the process of doing so. They've got lost time to make up for after all. Powerhouse Hobbs is here to fill in instead for Swerve. Big meaty men slapping meat on planet meat as Powerhouse Hobbs meets Bobby Lashley in the ring. Meat.
Yeah.
They absolutely tear the house down, matching one another's strength, seemingly coming to a stalemate multiple times in the bout. Bobby even tries to signal to MVP, don't get involved in any shenanigans, young man. I'm enjoying this challenge right now. They kind of smile to one another, being like, hey, we've been wanting to meet you, sir, but we've just not had the chance, but this is the good chance. Things start to boil over, though, when Hobbs won't stay down. He reverses a spear attempt by Lashley into a snap power slam by God. With both men exhausted and the crowd fully behind the incredible endurance of Hobbs, Powerhouse gears up to get Lashley into a torture rack position and does so, but Bobby hangs on to the top turnbuckle the two are close to, and in his attempt to thwart the move, he tears the pad clean off as he's dragged to the center of the ring and hit with a huge burning hammer.
What?
2. Bobby kicks out at
No!
2.999. We can't be having that. No. As Lashley tries to recalibrate himself, I'm talking so fast. I'm building up saliva.
It's emotional.
I was doing
It's
that
an
as well.
emotion.
Yeah.
It's
Is
hard,
it the
isn't
cold? Do you think it's
Maybe
cold?
it is.
It could be, yeah. As Lashley tries to recalibrate himself, he crawls and sits in the corner of the ring with the exposed turnbuckle as Powerhouse Hobbs smiles and rallies the crowd. He maneuvers towards the adjacent corner of the ring and charges full steam ahead towards Bobby with a hip attack. But Bobby reverses at the last second, sending Hobbs' head careening
Oh, that
into
better not be the corner with. Oh.
the exposed turnbuckle, everybody. You'd never have thunk it. And it busts him all wide open. Oh my goodness, there's blood everywhere. Bobby capitalizes, he hits a spear. 1-2, kick out from Hobbs. Bobby goes for it again, and it's the same result, just a 2 count. Again, Hobbs kicks out of a third spear. The crowd are coming in glued. Bobby and MVP can't believe it. A spent Hobbs slowly signals for Bobby to hit him again, to which he charges for a 4th spear, but Hobbs catches him with a hellacious spine buster. Ooh. But we can tell it's taken everything out of Hobbs to pull that out of the bag. But as he slowly gets back to his feet, he pulls down the straps and gets Bobby up for what appears to be another burning hammer. The crowd going bananas. Hobbs gets Lashley up with everything he has left, but Bobby manages to reverse it and he cinches in the Hurt Lock. Oh. With blood pouring down his face, Hobbs tries to valiantly fight back, but Lashley brings him down to his knees as Powerhouse Hobbs fades, and Lashley wins his debut match by a pass-out victory. I didn't write this bit down, but then afterwards, I was thinking, all of the Hurt Syndicate get in the ring, and they like surround Hobbs. This in turn then brings out like Ricochet and Swerve to be like, oh, what's going on here? What's going on? Let's save our friend. But all that happens is MVP just passes a card to Hobbs instead. Like, you did good.
And he might end
Sir?
up taking that offer as well. Does Hobbs use the burning hammer now? Is that a thing? Or
He's done it before.
Has he?
Yeah.
I always get a bit when someone kicks out of a burning hammer. Just because I respect this business so much,
That's fair enough.
and the history of
That's
All
fair
Japan and all
enough.
that. No, I like it a lot. I think that one thing that AEW maybe has been guilty of over the years is putting already established names like Bobby Lashley over their own talent who we associate more with AEW, like Powerhouse Hobbs. And even though you've had Hobbs lose there, it's a bit WrestleMania 13, the blood streaming down. A bit like Undertaker versus Sid, the match we all love from WrestleMania 13.
Yes.
No, I like it, and it's a yes from me.
Thank you.
It was a yes from me, but then that bit at the end that you added on, that little accoutrement, is another yes from me.
You got me going.
Passing of
Got
the
me
card.
going.
I don't just love it.
I
I really love it.
thank you very, very much. Whew.
Yeah, Powerhouse. You're right, Joel.
Sean was on the edge of his seat there.
Did you mean to start with? I don't just like it.
Yeah.
No, it was really. That should be a new catchphrase of this series.
I don't just love
I
it.
just love it. I
really
love it.
Yeah, it's good. Brilliant start of the video. What could I
Thank
say?
you. What? You know?
Pressure's on.
It's
Go on,
we
Jack.
should always do these when we're slightly earlier in the morning, when we're all a bit delirious, I think. I'm starting with Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia. I nearly called him Daddy Daniel Garcia there.
Daddy.
And why not? You know, he is a bit of a father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will beat his son.
He's a handsome boy for those with a certain type. Yes. Jack Perry tries all the slimy heel tricks in the book to retain the TNT title against Daniel Garcia. Tries a sneaky rope-assisted pinfall, 1-2. Daniel kicks out. He tries to walk out with the title, but Garcia chases him down and just gets him back in the ring and himself back in the ring before the count of 10. Eventually, Garcia grabs a sleeper hold and falls back to the canvas. Like Shibata did. Accidental pinfall, 1-2. But Garcia realizes just in time and rolls his shoulder up. He keeps the submission applied, and Jack Perry passes out, awarding Daniel Garcia the TNT Championship. Hooray!
Yes.
After the match, Perry is helped to the back woozily by medical staff because he was unconscious. Garcia celebrates in the ring, but he's interrupted by the music of the Death Riders. Oh no. Can't remember that. It's very slow and
Very
meditative.
Do.
Yes.
Riffy bass line.
The heels. As you were saying that, you'd already hit
I
your
like
face.
tubes there for a second. Right?
Riffy baseline. Enough's enough. The heels make their way to the ring, but Garcia doesn't run away. He's brave. He wants to fight for AEW. Moxley, Marina, Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler all stand across the ring from Garcia, and Moxley gives the order to advance. They all do slowly advance on the new champion, but Moxley grabs Wheeler and hits him with the Death Rider, and a second and a third. Garcia watches shocked as the Death Riders all beat Wheeler down. They put the chair around his neck and his back like they've been doing to people, and Claudio prepares to stomp it when a conflicted Orange Cassidy runs down to the ring, because he's fallen out with Wheeler, but he is still, I imagine there's still some lingering, feelings there still. He runs down to the ring and is immediately taken out by a chop block from Daniel Garcia. What? Garcia hits the Red Death on Cassidy and throws him out the ring before stomping on the chair around Wheeler's neck himself. The rest of the Death Riders size Garcia up, and Moxley gives him a big hug. They all leave with Garcia in tow. I've put at the bottom here, later motivation explained. Garcia realized that Moxley's message was actually right. The AEW locker room has gotten very entitled and soft, and the Death Riders now have control of the TNT title as well as the AEW World title, so it's a win for them as well.
Oh, the implications are many, varied, vast.
I think they are. I was just thinking. I was trying to think of what I was going to say there because I thought of something and then I forgot it. So I'm going to remember it now.
We let Ross first?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, if you've remembered it.
No, it's okay.
You go, Andrew.
I'll go. I think that's very good because I also think it plays into the stuff that Jack Perry's been saying as well, and the fact that Jack Perry.
What stuff Jack Perry?
In terms of you need to sacrifice the things that you love and this, that, and the other.
I didn't even think of that. But
and then also, I guess Jack Perry comes across as an entitled kind of character as well.
I just thought of this idea because I was looking at Daniel Garcia's character and he's getting annoyed at all of his own pals because they're not taking this threat seriously enough or they're not willing to stand up for it. And I thought Daniel Garcia would probably just go, "Oh no, you know what? Moxley's right.
Yeah,
I think he probably is. Yeah.
Does he put a bag over Daddy Magic's head as well?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Yes, come on.
Come on. It's a yes from me as well.
Yes.
As I say, the implications are vast.
Who else could be waiting in the wings
I
thinking
don't
about
know.
joining? I also think I like the way they've been using Wheeler as this reluctant sort of member, but they use him to bait in his friends. But I think that's got like a shelf life. I don't, and I think that if they got rid of him now, well, it gives him a redemption arc as well somewhere down the line too.
Yes.
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 Yes. Roderick Strong out-wrestles MJF in an absolute barn burner that showcases both men at their best. But with no help from the United Kingdom or Adam Cole whatsoever, Roddy Strong gets a clean win over MJF.
Oh.
It's one of the biggest moments of his life and is treated as such. The crowd are going wild, not only because Strong is so easy to cheer when he's just wrestling with no shenanigans, because he is one of the best in the world. But also, MJF lost, and that's always a good time because he's a dick. After the bell, the UK and Kyle O'Reilly are down in the ring celebrating with their friend. Kyle gives a wary but respectful handshake to Roddy. Taven and Bennett are acting like they've just won the Euro Millions. So many millions. Then,
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole is here, looking all emotional and yellow. Obviously trying to make Roddy's big moment all about him. I hope there's nothing wrong with
I
him.
hope he's okay.
Yeah,
because it's so strange because sometimes when you see the backstage things afterwards that have been like filmed or pre-taped or whatever, the colour is normal.
Yeah. I just made that comment in the pretense that it's a bad fake tan
Yes.
job.
MJF's laughed about it on social media, so I assume there's nothing actually. Hopefully, there's nothing actually wrong.
You
And
asked.
to be fair, his knee is a different colour when he drops the pad as well. It looks like he's getting this
It's a spray tan, yeah.
post knee pads on knee,
Yeah,
which is strange.
it's a choice.
It's a choice.
to
It
Might be
do.
fashionable, you
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
could be.
Obviously, but Adam Cole's in the ring now trying to make Roddy's big moment all about him, as Cole has been booked absolutely woefully since he came back, and that's what this guy would try to do. Oh, I'm injured. Oh, I can't beat Buddy Matthews. Get back in there. You know what I'm talking about there. He's too valiant. Cole gets in the ring and starts celebrating with the lads, but then he tells Taven and Bennett and Kyle to vacate the ring because he has a story to say to Roddy Strong, because it's story time with Adam Cole, baby. Then he says Isaiah 14:12-14 in brackets ESV. Now I googled it. Apparently this is a story that displays jealousy and envy in the Bible. But don't hold me to that because I don't know that for sure.
Has this been referenced on?
No.
Oh, this is just the first
I
time.
was just
we're-
looking for a thing that would confuse
Yeah,
Roddy,
fair.
but Cole would know what it's about. If it's wrong, I do apologise. But Isaiah 14:12-14 ESV.
ESV.
Don't know, had ESV in brackets afterwards. Roddy looks confused at what Cole just said to him, but that's the point. And that moment of hesitation allows for a bosh, boom, bang, boom, bosh.
You actually wrote all that.
Right, I did. That's how the attack goes. Bosh, boom, bang, boom, bosh. Cole lays out Roddy. He ruins his moment, and Adam Cole walks away. The crowd boo. You know it's all about the boo. Let's lean into the boos now for Adam Cole going forwards, in my opinion. They've made a mess of his return, telling a story that doesn't make sense, making him just as valiant as peak crap Cody Rhodes was in AEW. Let's start afresh. Let's start again. From this point, we set Cole and Roddy off on a program that results in Cole winning, but in the worst way possible, because he's way better as a heel than he is a baby face. A secondary title reign, maybe, where he is a dick born out of jealousy, but crucially, keep him away from MJF for absolutely ages. Eventually, watching this dick be a masterful dick, MJF comes sniffing round Cole, being like, "Oh, dicks of a feather, wrestled together." But by this time, but by the time this happens in my world, there's some kind of redemption arc to tell for Cole, because he doesn't want to be going around effing with this man he hates so much. But for now, lean into the apathy and the dislike of Adam Cole's booking, and cost Roddy Strong's big moment for this booking here.
At first I was unsure, but now you've explained it and your reasons why. It's a yes from me. I think that my big question there was, well, what happens to Cole finally getting his revenge on MJF? But you're right, we don't need that straight away. And
No.
it's more important to save Cole from these crowd reactions at the minute, because it has been, people just don't care about him anymore.
Yeah, it was that week when you were away from the podcast, and me and Matthew were speaking about it was prime Cody verse in AEW, what they did with him with the injury angle. Then the week after, when he beat, who was it now?
Buddy?
Buddy, yeah.
It was
Buddy.
Buddy and Malachi, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Buddy. Oh, the
it
Malachi.
was Buddy first and then Malachi.
Yeah,
Malachi
yeah,
was
right.
like, yes, I can't, my end didn't work here.
Yeah.
The end didn't
The
work
end did
here.
not work.
Just sacrifice
The
me
pit-
anyway,
the-
valiant man.
The comma.
Yeah, they went in too hard on him, so they did.
Yeah.
So starting again.
I also agree that he is better as a heel. It's a yes from me.
Phew.
It's a yes from me as well.
Well, I was
because
interested to hear what you said because you love Adam Cole.
I do love Adam Cole, but I am not enjoying the stuff that's happening at the moment on TV. I think it feels very forced, and I think a better way to do it would be how you said it there, in terms of like he can go off and do like a heel run, but then naturally become a babyface, I feel like, to get to that point with MJF again, rather than them just bringing him back straight away, babyface, trying to really confuse the audience and try and explain away why, oh no, I was like the good guy all along.
They've tried like four different tactics to explain the storyline.
The more he explains it as well, the less people care.
Yeah,
like, it's like, all right.
That's it. So I think to get people more on his side again, I think he should lean into the stuff that we like about Adam Cole, which is him being a big old dickhead.
And I know what the comments are going to say. I know Roddy Strong's a heel now, but you can easily make him a babyface by having him grow the mustache back and have him shout people's names.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
And the other thing I was thinking was, a loss for MJF, but MJF's one of those people who can take a loss. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah, of course he can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also Roddy's then just done what Adam Cole couldn't do in the first place.
Oh.
Jealousy.
Yep, jealousy. Oh.
Very Noel Fielder.
Oh.
Very.
Oh, soup.
Top show. Soup, tasty soup. Right, should I go?
Carrot and
It's your
curry,
turn.
Coriander,
chili
chowder,
crouton,
crouton,
crunchy friends, and liquid broth. Right, okay.
Yeah.
I am gazpacho.
That's enough of the mighty
Okay.
boosh.
So I'm also going to a match now. As AJ and Big Justice dole out the booms backstage following an impressive
He said he
win.
hadn't done one for these.
Well, wait a
boys.
second,
Oh,
see
right,
where it
okay.
goes. As AJ and Big Justice dole out the booms backstage, following an impressive win over QT Marshall during the 0 hour, their celebration is interrupted as the scapegoat bus with Jack Perry still chained on the bonnet comes flying past them at full speed towards the entrance of the arena.
Oh, past them. I thought you were just going to have it. Just,
Well, we can have them boom if you want.
we can have them boom. I thought the bus was
Like
going to
cloud.
run over
Boom.
them.
They
Oh,
bring the
right.
splat.
They bring the splat. This happens towards the entrance of the arena as the pre-show concludes and we transition into the main show. It's a hot start, everybody. Goodness gracious me. When we return, we see the bus pulled up next to the ring. Garcia is just battering Perry, who's still held down, as Daddy Magic hops out and politely sits at his spot on the commentary desk. What a good guy. Garcia eventually starts to unchain the disoriented Perry and rolls him into the ring before grabbing a mic and saying, "You don't think I'm ready? You don't think I'm willing to sacrifice? You think I'm afraid to be the person I have to beat you, to carry that TNT title? Let me prove to you I'm more than ready, young Jack Perry. Let me show you, me, no disqualification, anything goes right here, right now." And with the chain in his hand that he's got from unchaining Jack from the
When did he chain
bonnet
under
of
the
the car.
bus?
Collision.
Did he?
Yeah.
I was confused there.
He was
but I
gonna.
haven't
He was
got
gonna drag. It was like Hogan and Undertaker,
Yes,
wasn't it? But
it
more
was.
devastating.
Yeah,
He was
but
gonna drag Daddy Magic via the chest and head.
Right.
and then they switched it round.
Yeah,
and
sorry
put
about
him
that.
on
I
the
just-
on the bonnet of the bus.
Fair enough.
But they didn't tape his legs down. So
No,
when they
so
drove
he
into
could,
the
like,
barricade, he
kick
could
them
get his
up.
legs out the way. Yeah.
Well, he needs to stretch his legs. You can't.
No, tape him to the front of the bus.
Tape
Break
him-
his
Well,
legs.
We're unchaining him right now, but with the chain in Garcia's hand, instead of striking Jack, he just throws it towards Perry instead and tells him to get up, giving his opponent leverage before the two leather one another. It's still a fair fight, even though he's been strapped to a bus for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He's been feeding him and watering him and stuff. It's all good. It's all good. We get a lovely brutal match between the two that matches the intensity that's been building over the last few weeks. I think it really did pick up sort of on Collision. I'm quite excited for this match now. Perry constantly trying to push Garcia further into becoming more vicious. At one point with the scapegoat handcuffing Garcia to the turnbuckle and laying in shots before his attention turns to Daddy Magic and he just brutalizes him in front of Daniel. Garcia unscrews the turnbuckle, a la CM Punk. Oh dear. More
You
references.
can't mention his name around here.
Well, we don't mention his name, but people will bring it up because he's unscrewed the turnbuckle like CM Punk did that one time. And he gets out and tries to help his buddy, but it's too late. As Garcia calls for help for his friend, Perry takes advantage. He rolls him in the ring and hits the glass jaw, only gets a 2 count. Then a chair-assisted glass jaw, to yet again get another 2 count. Perry can't believe it. He grabs Garcia's arms and looks to hit Daniel with those Bryan Danielson stomps, but Garcia rolls Perry over and he starts laying in the hammer and anvil elbows to build momentum. The crowd are getting behind him. Garcia's firing up. The stars are aligning for the moment until a figure in a hoodie slides into the ring behind Daniel. Ripcord dick kick, everybody. It drops Garcia down to his knees and halts all momentum as the assailant pulls down his hood to reveal one Kazuchika Okada, bitch.
He would never wear a hoodie, but all right.
But he does that. Well, he wouldn't. He's a bad boy now.
Okay.
And he's been away for a little bit at least as well. You know what I mean? So there you go. The remaining elite member is here to help his friend. After a tandem beatdown, Perry orders Okada to set some tables up in the ring, to which the Rainmaker complies as Jack drags Garcia's lifeless body to the roof of the scapegoat bus. Perry gets Garcia into position for a super Canadian destroyer off the bus and through the tables below. And as Perry and Okada laugh to one another, the camera is tightly packed in on Perry's face, and we hear the crowd suddenly come alive, and the expression of Jack turn to one of concern. And as the camera cuts back to Okada, he's still smiling, but there's someone behind him as well. It's a figure. Who could it be? In a trench coat and a biker helmet. Who could this be?
No!
The figure darts behind Okada, bounces off the ropes, and hits an unsuspecting Rainmaker with a huge spear.
Oh, it's not who I thought.
Oh, the figure takes the helmet off to reveal a returning Adam Copeland.
Oh, I've lost
What?
faith in you, Andrew.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Copeland looks up at Perry on the bus, who is stunned, giving Garcia enough time to recoup. He hits the TNT champ with a low blow, gets him into position, and hits a massive Liger bomb off the top of the bus, through the tables for the 1-2-3. Daniel Garcia is the new TNT champion. I've got Adam Copeland involved in this because obviously he never lost the TNT championship in the first place. He and Daniel Garcia had a match that never got to have a conclusion as well.
Good. Because you know what the conclusion would have been? Garcia coming close, but
We
Copeland...
don't know this time.
We do, because it happens every time with Copeland. Oh, I'll have an open challenge, but win all the time.
But also, I've had him hit Okada with the spear as well, because he has expressed he would like a dream match with Okada. And if he takes the Continental title off Okada, then at least that leaves Okada to go and have his matches with Takeshita for the International Championship instead as well. You know?
You've pulled it round.
Oh, I've tried.
It's a yes. It's a yes from me. I was so worried because I've got in my very next pitch, I've got someone coming back, but I was worried it was going to be that person, but it wasn't. So it's a yes.
Oh, I'm excited to see who it is now.
I'll give it a yes, but Copeland's got to change his booking.
He'll change his booking. I'll make it.
It's clear that he has a little bit of creative control in the way he's been using AEW so far.
It's like the Cody verse a bit as well.
Yeah.
Copeland verse.
The Copeland verse,
But Cody would lose sometimes.
Whereas Copeland does not.
No, he doesn't. He always makes his opponent look really brave.
But not quite as good as him,
Yeah.
It's a yes from me.
Thank you.
I think you've already...
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Shorter one here, because my third one is a doozy.
Doozy?
I've poured my heart and soul into my third one.
When people say a doozy, I can never tell if, a doozy is
like
good.
It's a humdinger.
It's a humdinger.
It's gonna hump.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
Well, I'm worried about... I've gone a bit off piste with the third one, but the second one is the shorter one. On this week's Dynamite, Jay White does something really horrible to anger Hangman Adam Page ahead of their rematch at Full Gear. I couldn't think of what, but maybe he finds Hangman's very favourite photograph of the time he burned down Swerve Strickland's house and slices it up with a knife because he's the Switchblade. Hangman's like, "You've my favourite photo of when I burned down that man's house." Whatever it is, Jay thinks it'll throw Hangman off his game at the pay-per-view, but it actually makes Hangman unstoppable.
Oh.
Hangman beats Jay and continues to attack him afterwards. The Bang Bang Gang run down to try and stop him, but oh my God, he's got a blowtorch. I'd like to make a edit here. I thought blowtorch at first because Hangman loves fire, but I think a Molotov cocktail's more of a Hangman. Do you not think that's a bit more Hangman? He sets that if they can find a safe way of doing it. I mean,
they give Darby Allin a flamethrower, so
yeah, they did. That's a very good point, actually. Yeah. They run for it as Hangman flails around in the ring with he's crazy man. He prepares to set Jay on fire, but a voice comes over the speakers and says, "Slow down there, old friend."
Oh dear. Hopefully in that cadence.
Slow down there, old friend. Well, given who it is, it might actually be that cadence. We hear the rev of an engine and a milk truck comes out onto the stage, a trope that we've only seen really that one time in wrestling, which I think needs to be used again. Everyone loved the milk truck thing.
Milk truck was good.
A jet of milk extinguishes Hangman's Molotov cocktail and saves Jay White, and Hangman's covered in milk. And who could it be? The mystery milkman pulls off their balaclava. They were wearing a balaclava, by the way, and it's Kenny Omega.
Oh, the milkman.
Because he drank milk that time. Old friend. Hangman's his old friend. And I think he would say it in that nerdy way that I said it as well. Slow down there, old friend. He's back. And this sets up a grudge match between the former friends at Wrestle Kingdom, I've said. I chose that one because AEW pay-per-views have so many matches on them anyway. And Wrestle Kingdom is looking, whisper it, a bit weak on paper. Have you seen the Wrestle Kingdom card?
No.
I've seen bits. Jack Perry's there, though.
Yeah.
Or is that the
Big
night
Jimmy.
after?
Was that the night after? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe the
The
night
Wrestle
after.
Kingdom card itself.
Oh, it's a bit. Oh.
Maybe if Tony Khan gives them this match as well for Wrestle Kingdom, they'll let AEW get some big wins the next night at the cross-promotional show. But you never know. You never know. Anyway, that's it. The Kenny Omega return. Obviously, I don't actually know when he's going to return. But
I would like to see Kenny Omega come back. I think the place is missing him not being there.
yeah, I think so as well. Yes.
I agree as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, I would like to see that very much because those two have a lot of good chemistry together.
It was a shorter one, but there you go.
And Hangman not losing as well.
Yes,
I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think he needs to get his win back because I
Yes.
didn't mind Jay White winning the first one, but he can't beat him twice.
Yeah, I'm not against Jay White getting the push he's getting because he is a lot better than when he was a heel just going, "Ha, your catchphrase is actually an insult there, buddy," which it isn't because it's his catchphrase.
Yeah.
Or nickname. But yeah, I think Hangman needs to get his win back.
Yes, yes. What?
Do you know? Oh wait, no, because Jay White does something bad to Hangman. I was going to say Hangman could decapitate cardboard Jay White.
Oh, right. I thought,
Card blades or whatever it was.
yeah,
called.
why
I
not?
can't
That's a
remember.
good
Why
shout.
not, yeah.
But maybe
He's not been
after
seen for a while, has
He
he?
hasn't, has he?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called.
Card Blade, yeah.
Card Blade, yeah.
It was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was their banter making it somehow onto the televised product. And sometimes that works in wrestling.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Ross, it's your turn.
Wait, is this the boom
This is
one?
my third of 3 pitches, and I haven't done that one yet, so that would mean yes.
Oh yes.
Big Boom AJ makes his way to the ring for his match against QT Marshall
What's his
in the
theme?
main event of the evening, which is taking place on the pre-show.
What's his theme music?
His theme starts, Jack. He
Oh.
appears at the top of the ramp, and when we hear, we bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom.
We bring the boom to you.
On that
We
first
bring the
boom, we see Pyro head towards AJ from the back of the arena and hit him
my
square in the chest. AJ is down. He might be dead. Excalibur is going wild on the call, shouting, "What the hell have we just witnessed? Was that a murder? Is he breathing? What's going on? Who the hell is that over there?" Were they smoking bazooka on their shoulder in an army jeep conveniently placed at the depths of the crowd on the floor of the arena? The camera crew are now running towards that area of the arena. We get the POV cam of like on their shoulder running, bouncing up and down. You know what I'm saying here? Running as fast as their little legs will take them. Once there, we reveal an eye patch wearing John Moxley, who puts his smoking bazooka on the floor of his Jeep. Mox takes a big puff of a cigar and he starts laughing. Mox and Marina Shafir make their way through the crowd on foot towards the top of the entranceway, where they are greeted by Big Justice and the Rizzler. The Rizzler starts fighting Moxley. Shoot double leg. Kataja Haja May. Heel hook attempt. Moxley reverses. He pushes the Rizzler right into the waiting arms of Marina, who twats the Rizzler square in the forehead with a solid steel chair. Not happy at what he's just witnessed. Big Justice walks over, but no, boom, he's dealt with a chair as well, this time to the top of the head. Like The Rock and Ken Shamrock that time. The Rizzler and Big Justice are now laid out on the floor, bleeding from their foreheads, from their noses, and from their ears. Moxley places plastic bags over their heads, and all three boommen... Oh, sorry, I'll start that again. Moxley places plastic bags over the heads of all three boommen and zip ties the bottom around their necks. Two of the bags, you know which ones, are filling up with blood, and the children are choking on that blood. AJ is still knocked out from the bazooka pyro and isn't stirring. It's all very concerning. Less of that now, says John Moxley, pointing at the social media megastars on the floor. Here I am, acting for the greater good of this place, and we're doing this stuff on pay-per-view. I don't want the TikTok generation watching AEW. They won't even get it. If you have a TikTok account and like this type of bollocks, stop watching AEW. This isn't for you. If the powers that be are trying to pull this trick while I'm doing my work again, the same thing will happen. Orange Cassidy gets serious, you little prick. End of segment.
I
As
mean,
they're all three of them just just not moving.
it's very dark.
Very like to create a picture, you know.
Yeah.
The plastic bags filling up with blood.
Jesus. It's like something from Itchy and Scratchy or something.
Thumbnail Joel?
I don't know if
I would suggest it was someone else.
yeah. I mean, it's a yes. Obviously, it's a yes.
Really? I thought you liked them.
I like the Rizzler. I'm a bit sad about him. I was going to say...
I thought I'd make his appearance a little bit of, the Qatar hard you make
as
from
you
him.
were describing the fight between him and Moxley, which was thrilling,
Yeah.
I thought how scary it would be to fight the Rizzler. I imagine it like grapple with him. You'd be like a badger or something. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, obviously it's a yes from me. In fact, I'd go so far as to say if this weekend Moxley doesn't do something about these TikTok lads being there, then his character isn't really real. It's not believable enough because he would definitely hate it. He would.
I agree. For a second there, when you had the Rizzler fighting back, I thought you were going to get his best mate Bill Alfonso involved and then get Sabu to come out.
The Rizzler likes Bill Alfonso.
Bill Alfonso and the Rizzler have a photo together.
Do they?
You
know more about them than me.
Find this.
It's all right,
yeah,
Joel.
No, it's all it's all good. Yeah, they've hung out before. I feel weird saying I like it, but I like it. I can't.
What's not
fault
to like, Andrew?
well, there's nothing not to like. I can't fault it. And as Jack said there as well, I think something sort of has to happen because
I don't think it will.
it's weird though, isn't it, with the whole character thing? But I mean, I guess the pre-show doesn't count.
I wonder.
But
what,
it does though.
Nah.
I wonder what. I'm curious to see if he is any good. Because he's a bit of an older guy. He hasn't wrestled for many years.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like any old videos? No, me neither.
I looked at his cage match. He just wrestled like round Joyzy.
Joyzy.
Yeah.
I wonder what Big Justice is gonna do.
Well, he'll like
nothing.
He'll bring the boom.
He'll bring the
probably.
boom.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Andrew.
Yes.
Your final pitch, please.
I don't know how we can follow that up now.
Quite easily.
I don't know about that. It's a very simple one. It's more of a vignette thing than anything else.
Okay.
Oh, is it the one I want to say, Andrew? Christian Cage, Guns N' Roses.
November.
No.
You see the Guns N' Roses thing they did for
I saw
November
that.
Rain?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was very, very good.
Make a Christian Cage version, Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh,
there you go.
That's a good shot.
I hope I'm just taking it, but I thought I'd say it out loud.
Well, I'm not. I mean, that's not.
Oh,
there, so.
Welcome to the Jungle Boy.
He's on.
Leave your best Guns N' Roses puns in the.
I listened to one of their songs that came out, I think it was last year or the year before.
Oh dear.
It's called Absurd, right? The chorus has got some lyrics, let me tell you. I'm not going to say what a P word full of maggots isn't that absurd.
What? When were Guns N' Roses ever about that sort of?
I don't know.
Oh, have you not? So they've got a song called "Get in the Ring," and it's horrendous in terms of the things that are said in it.
Is it like a P word full of maggots?
There's other worse things maybe in there.
When did they become like Cradle of Filth? When did they start having all this imagery in their songs? I thought they were all about whiskey and lasses and the 80s and
I used
LA.
to love Guns N' Roses so much.
Did you or did you love Slash?
I love Slash.
There
as
we
well.
go, yes.
I've seen him.
Have you?
Yeah, he nearly poked my mum in the eye with a pen.
Okay. Was it an autograph situation?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
How does that happen? Like,
He probably holds it like that.
He was like, she was there trying to get an album signed, and then he nearly poked her in the eye with a pen.
He was born in Stoke.
He was born
Isn't
in
that
Stoke.
weird?
It is pretty
Isn't
strange.
that strange?
Crazy.
Jimi Hendrix used to busk on Chillingham Road, allegedly.
That's
Sorry.
pretty cool.
I don't know if it's true. Right.
Okay.
Sorry.
TBS title match. Mercedes Moné beats Chris Statlander, boo, with the help from Camille, even though there's been tension between the two. At some point, it seems like the brick house will cost Moné, but it looks like we'll have to wait a little bit later. This means pretty much nothing to this pitch as a whole, to be honest. Mercedes is still... Mercedes is still not appreciative, though, and orders Camille to put Statlander down for good. Do something right now. Do it right for a change. God, is what she said. Camille starts to approach the defeated challenger, who lay on the canvas when the lights go out. Ooh. A video plays on the Tron. A telephone bathed in red light starts to ring. Ooh. You have to bear with me here, all right?
Okay,
Wankery in this one, okay? A telephone begins playing on the Tron, bathed in red light, and it starts to ring. The editing is quite erratic and dreamlike. It cuts between shots of screaming and the familiar vignette we saw recently of Julia Hart as a Varsity Blonde's cheerleader self, dancing on the pitch with the Spectre clothed in black watching on. The video gets even more erratic. The ringing of the telephone blends with interspersed voices of Julia talking about rituals of initiation, departure of oneself. All of this seen alongside cheerleader Julia trying to please the Spectre in the bleachers. It all produces a cacophony of noise until it all goes silent. And then the figure repeats what they said in the first vignette, "You'll never be good enough." Cheerleader Julia is shot through the heart with the arrow once more, playing out as it once had done before. It's like a loop until it's not. Cheerleader Julia looks up to see the silhouette of the Spectre that's just shot her. It stands there for a brief moment before it slumps over itself to reveal an arrow in its back. And a new Julia stood further behind, just out of focus. What?
What could it mean?
What could it mean? The camera cuts to the telephone ringing once more. A hand picks it up and we hear Julia herself this time simply say, "It's time to come home," as the video cuts to black. And when the lights come back up, we see the returning Julia Hart. She's already got the Heartless locked in on a passed out Camille as she looks, just darts her eyes towards the TBS champion Mercedes Moné, signaling her motivation going forward.
Yeah.
There you go.
Art house.
One fine day in the middle of the night, two Julia Harts got up to fight.
They did.
Back to back, they faced each other, drew their swords and shot each other. Is that how it goes?
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah. Spike Milligan.
Spike Milligan.
Big Spike. Hope he hasn't been cancelled.
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's dead, isn't he?
I was just like, just with the way that things are playing out, and she's just been in the last vignette that happened. She was just handed like the arrow and everything, and the hat and stuff like that. I was thinking that first one, the first vignette where she was like, "Oh, you'll never be good enough," felt to me still like doubts in Julia's mind, but she's killing all those doubts. All done. She's good enough. She's ready. She's a new version of herself.
She shot for realsies the metaphorical dark version of herself.
Yes, because she knows who she is now.
And that person is the House of Black version.
That is, yes.
So she's not. So she is or isn't with the House of Black anymore.
Oh no, she's still with the house. She's just more sure of herself now.
Brody rang her in that first one, didn't he?
Yeah.
She went, "Brody."
Well, that's the thing. Now she says it herself. Like she knows.
She's
it's
rang
time to come
herself.
back. She's rang herself.
Like-
It's all whoa.
Like Kevin Nash did before he attacked CM Punk.
Yeah.
Texted himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a yes from me. I'm not
Thank you.
normally a spooky boy. I don't understand why so much, and I'm going to, this is an unpopular opinion, but
It's okay.
horror is all quite samey to me quite a lot, and I don't think I'm the right appreciator of horror genres, but I enjoyed it. I think it serves its purpose, and I like this rebirth of Julia thing.
Thank you.
And I like her hat.
It's a nice hat.
Good
with the
hat.
little stained glass things in there.
Yeah.
Looks very cool.
It is, yeah. That's a yes for me as well.
Thank you.
Right, strap yourselves in. This is the best or worst pitch I've ever written. Full Gear ends with Jon Moxley defending his title against Orange Cassidy in the main event. Moxley's gang tried to interfere at various points throughout the match, but are countered by babyface allies of Orange Cassidy. So Claudio and Pac try to interfere, but they're fought off by Mark Briscoe and Rocky Romero. Marina Shafir tries a bit later on. I couldn't work out who should stop her, but Chris Statlander maybe. Yeah. Finally, Orange Cassidy builds up a head of steam. He's hitting the orange punches and the leaping DDTs and all the stuff he does. But new member Daniel Garcia from my earlier pitch, or Wheeler Yuta if not, if that hasn't happened, the last one comes out and grabs his leg from the outside. Cassidy tries to kick him away, but turns into a Death Rider from Moxley. 1, 2, 3. Importantly, and Moxley wins, but importantly, just as the ref counts 3, Darby Allin descends from the rafters. He's just a few moments too late to do anything about the interference, and it's quite awkward. He's like,
Oh, he's just hanging there.
Yeah. Well, no, he's on the floor. Yeah. Moxley throws Cassidy out of the ring and prepares to leave, but Darby gets in the ring and stands in his way bravely. They're about to fight, but they're interrupted by the Tron, with cameras rushing to an area backstage. Excalibur tells us there's been a concerning situation backstage, with sounds of a violent commotion coming from Chris Jericho's private locker room.
Ugh.
We see referees and officials trying to clear various items from in front of the door. They've been barricaded shut. And finally, with the help of Big Bill and Brian Keith, the door flies open and they find the dead body of Chris Jericho, who has been who has been murdered to death.
Oh.
Who could have done this? Back in the ring, Moxley slips away through the crowd as Darby continues to watch the Tron. Christopher Daniels searches the crime scene and finds a bottle of white face paint. In the arena, every single person turns in the crowd to look at Darby and go, "Oh," because it's white face.
Yeah,
paint.
yeah, yeah.
Vampiro.
No, it's not vampire.
He's retired now, right? Can't be him.
The investigation continues next week on Dynamite as we try to work out who killed Chris Jericho. I've put in caps. Darby is the main suspect, of course, but also Moxley because he wants to purge AEW of all the negative elements, and Mark Briscoe because Jericho continued to disrespect his family. The time of death is narrowed down to sometime during the main event between Moxley and Cassidy, which clears Moxley because he was in the match, and it clears Mark Briscoe because he ran out to brawl with Claudio and Pac from before. Just leaves Darby. It just leaves Darby, guys. Darby's in big trouble, and the police are sent to arrest him in the ring during a promo where he's pleading his innocence on Dynamite because this is wrestling, and that's what would happen. Just as Darby is handcuffed and about to be led away, the Tron bursts into life once again. A CSI sciencey looking man speeds into the parking lot and gets out of his car because he's discovered an urgent bit of evidence. Christopher Daniels runs outside to meet him and says, "What is it? We've got our man. It's Darby Allin." "No," says the forensic man. "Look at this." He brings out the bottle of white face paint and unscrews the cap. He reaches in with a set of tweezers and pulls out a WrestleMania 32 Shane McMahon dollar bill. Ross just hid his face.
Oh, goodness me. That's a reference.
Yeah. Next week, we'll remember them. Next week, he came out and all fell from the ceiling.
Yeah.
The next week is spent hunting for Shane McMahon, who has clearly tried to frame Darby Allin and has now seemingly disappeared off the face of the earth. Eventually, Tony Khan himself takes to the ring next week on Dynamite to plead for Shane to do the right thing and just turn himself in. The Tron bursts into life, and we see a live feed of the parking lot CCTV, where police appear to be breaking into the trunk of a car. It's a lovely Jaguar, actually. That's the car that it is. They finally get it open, and we see inside the cold, dead body of Shane McMahon. That's where he's gone. He's been dead all along. Tony's confused. If Darby didn't kill Jericho and Shane didn't do it either, who on earth did it? Tony is interrupted by Christopher Daniels, who heads to the ring and says, "Boss, we've found one more piece of evidence. That Shane McMahon dollar bill was tested for fingerprints and we found 2 matches. 1, Shane McMahon, it's his dollar bill, makes sense. 2, it was your fingerprints, Tony Khan."
Oh, dear.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't that car we just saw a Jaguar? A Jacksonville Jaguar, you might say. Tony says, no. Daniels theorizes that Tony must have stolen the dollar bill from Shane when they met that one time at the airport. And sure enough, if you go back and look at that picture, you'll see the dollar bill poking out of Tony's pocket. Don't check that. Tony makes a break for it, clambering out of the ring and running for it. But as he heads up the ramp, Darby Allin drops down and stops him on the ramp. The police run out and grab Tony, who says, "Fine, I did it. I killed Chris Jericho and I killed Shane McMahon too. I saw that Chris was destroying my company from the inside out. Don't you think I read Twitter? And I knew that bringing Shane McMahon in would only make things worse, but he just wouldn't leave me alone, always asking me for a job. Ugh." And Tony has a problem with saying no to people's faces, as we know, so he just killed him instead. But you have to understand, I only did this to secure the future of the company and to protect my dream, my wrestle dream. Daniels says, "Tell it to the judge," and Tony's taken away by police. Daniels becomes the full-time GM of AEW. Darby goes on to work his way back up the card and maybe even eventually beat Moxley for the title sometime next year, and they all lived happily ever after. No, I don't know if it's... I don't know.
It was a severe, brave booking decision. But I think it's worthwhile because...
severe one.
Yeah, because Tony can't say no to Jericho. He can't willingly want to have bad TV on his TV show, but he can't say no to Jericho, so it's happening. And I think felling Jericho
It's
in
the only
that
thing
way...
he can do.
It's the only way out, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a
he
yes
got-
from me.
Thank you.
I was not expecting it to go where it was going to go.
No.
I thought...
How could you?
It's almost like I wrote it without quite knowing the end.
At first, I was like, "Oh well, if it's Chris Jericho, surely Samoa Joe's done something." But no, you
it could have
completely
been-
just
That would have made more
swerved.
sense, yeah. But
No,
I
you just
prefer that version. Tony Khan, a criminal on the run. Fantastic
So
stuff.
the reason I'm
With
on the edge
Shane's
of my
body
seat.
still in the boot of his car, which he hasn't taken
Yep.
out for some reason, yeah.
Why not? It's wrestling.
It's
right?
wrestling.
So are
Well-
they actually dead, or
Oh, yeah, we've written them off. Because what?
bold booking
Just
decision
kayfabe
indeed.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh, just kayfabe dead.
Yeah. But like, I just couldn't. He's definitely going to renew Jericho's contract next year, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a lose-lose for me as well because if he doesn't renew Jericho's contract and lets him go, Jericho's going to become another Bischoff. He's just going to slag him off every week on his podcast. Yeah. Go back to WWE.
Still good though. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
a
you.
generational swerve. It should be the thumbnail, really, Joe.
Yeah,
Oh no.
he's thinking.
Yeah,
he's
he's
thinking how he
thinking
could do
about
it.
Them cogs are turning.
There we. Full gear. Cogs. Yeah, very good.
Very good.
Very good. Somehow, I think that was all yeses there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how we've done
yeah.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
it had me on the edge of my seat, and I do love a murder
No,
mystery.
all of the. I mean, all of the pictures have been all yeses there.
apologies.
It's a clean sweep.
Apologies. Yeah, it's been good.
Just three brilliant wrestling minds, obviously.
Three great minds, and all you probably have great wrestling minds as well. Leave your pictures in the comments section down below. It'll be fun. We've got lots of content coming up for Full Gear, haven't we? We've got the bloody predictions.
There's predictions. They'll be going up on Thursday, I do believe.
Yes,
live-
they will, because we're shooting them on Thursday.
You sure
The
are.
live-
And Sam are.
Are you?
Aye, but then there's someone else who isn't me on the live stream because I'm down south for a wedding, which means WTF for Full Gear will be live on patreon.com/cultaholic on December the 3rd, because that's when I'm back in the area.
Fair enough.
Oh, is it also worth mentioning? I guess this is the first pay-per-view in which a punishment will be on the line.
Yes, to be determined in the predictions video. I don't know what the plans are, but I'm very nervous.
Oh dear.
Again, the punishment will be on the Patreon.
Yes.
On the channel, what happened after the show and all that sort of good stuff as well. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, it should
I'm
be good.
excited. It should be pretty good.
They'll bring the boom.
And with that, let's all remember that. No, the secondary catchphrase that I sometimes remember to do.
Yeah.
Life's a pitch.
And then you die.
And then you die.
die.
I've been Giles, been
Then
Ross,
you
has been
die.
Andrew, and we'll see, and Joel behind the camera. And we'll
Joel.
see. We'll see this later on.